TNA presented Sting in a conference call with assembled members of wrestling.
I hope you commit to that bit for the next 20 years that we do this.
Yeah, to discuss his return to TNA. Sting addressed criticism that he doesn't have what it takes anymore, and he'll simply overshadow the new stars of the business. He said his intentions are not to push everyone aside, but to elevate the product. Sting said, only time will tell if I have anything left in the tank or not. The way I left wrestling was not the way I wanted to leave. If I don't do something now at my age, it's just never going to happen. We say as we ramp up into the last 3 months of Sting's career.
As we are on Sting's retirement tour in 2024.
It's only been 18 years since he did this interview.
And he did basically the same interview when he went to AEW. The way I left wrestling was not the way I wanted to leave.
Yeah, hopefully he does finally get to put his bow on it. I hope something doesn't go terribly badly at Revolution. He starts showing up in MLW being like, the way I left wrestling was not the way I wanted to leave. Please
God, let me have this.
It is like the Undertaker thing where you continually chase that last match, but your last match is more embarrassing than the one that came before it. So it's just like, I need one more, just it's not terrible.
I need a hit.
And he finally got the Boneyard match with AJ, and he was like, that's close enough. Sting said he had recent conversations with WWE and Vince McMahon before signing with TNA. The schedule was one of the deal breakers with WWE. I can say that they were willing to work with me on the schedule, but I know in 2006 they're going to be leaving the country more times than I believe they ever had. I'm sure there would be some times that would be barely tolerable. I spent too many years running at that pace. I don't want to leave my family again. Sting said he hit the gym to work out and be physically prepared for a return to wrestling. He said he won't be able to work the X Division style at his pace, getting in there with Sanjay Dutt doing Dragon Ranas.
That's awesome. He should, and also kind of what he does now.
Yeah, it is funny that he's just New Jack. The goal is to depend on storylines and work with larger wrestlers such as Abyss to carry him. Sting said he would be able to walk into TNA with the intention of helping, not hurting, the wrestlers who are already on the roster. I know there are wrestling fans who don't want me to come back. There are wrestlers who don't want me back there. Then again, there's a lot of them that do. I know I have the physical part of it. My age is a factor. I have all these issues and the things I have to deal with. Sting said he wants to bolster TNA's drawing power to negotiate a better time slot with Spike TV. But they're once again Monday night. No! Bullshit. It's like, God damn it. They're all obsessed with this Monday Night War. They can't leave it alone. Sting says, I've been part of a company that had to do that before, so I know it can be done again. If anything, maybe I can add some of the tenacity or the fight to be able to just fight through the tough times or potentially the thin times that might be ahead. Although I believe we're going to be successful. They can't leave it go. They just can't.
They can't leave it go.
Someone mentioned my critics and some of the guys who think Sting's going to come back and just push everyone aside. That won't work. I know one of the ways to give back is to actually give back and elevate some of the guys I'm working with. That is my intention. In the long run, if we do everything right, storyline included, it will be a payoff for everyone. Hopefully some of the critics will see it like that. Sting said he wants no part of booking and just wants to contribute to stories that he enjoys. I just want to get back into the mix and give back in any way that makes sense. Just the reason he hasn't put anybody over in AEW. I want to make storylines interesting again for wrestling fans. I want the alternative to be a good, strong alternative. I'll offer all kinds of stuff for other people just like I did before. I wasn't on the booking committee in WCW, but I had a lot of creative control over what I did. How do you feel about, I threw it in as a little jab there. Sting hasn't put over anybody in AEW.
Yeah, he's made Darby Allin a bigger star, but that's it.
Yeah, but that's just by teaming with them.
Yeah, but that's still getting someone over.
Do you think it has been a mistake, the degree to which Sting he's won every match? He's put nobody over.
No, because there hasn't been a real situation where I'm like, Sting has beaten the wrong guy.
That is true.
And I think his purpose, I think the value he brought to getting Darby over as a major star is more valuable than the doofuses that he's beaten along the way.
When asked if he would consider a run with the NWA title, Sting said, I don't want the world title, although if it makes sense to do that, I'm willing to do that. He's like, no, but yes.
Which, honestly, I believe.
Other notes, Sting was indignant and nearly offended when asked about a possible WCW reunion show similar to ECW One Night Stand. Sting said, I don't really understand. History is gone, it's done. Why go back and rehash in 2006 the accomplishments WCW did or did not make? Well, Sting, let me tell you about how long that still goes.
Well, I think that part of that is, a lot of the WCW guys were, actual real Major League Pro Wrestling stars who didn't have to, hold on to that part of their career forever. Whereas, a lot of the ECW stars, that was the biggest thing they ever did.
Yeah, when you compare like Kevin Nash to Just Incredible.
Yeah, it's like, of course, like a bunch of those guys are like, yes, let's do ECW stuff and get as much money as possible. When it's like Goldberg's like, I don't give a fuck, I'll go do this shit.
Also, Goldberg is a big enough star that he can just do new stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, like, but a part of it is a lot of WCW were just bigger stars.
Yeah, but when Goldberg comes to WWE, he doesn't need to do WCW nostalgia because he's Goldberg.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, that comes from being in WCW and not having a reliance on it.
Yeah, but so stop yelling at me. I agree.
You're yelling at me. I made the point first.
I'm reaffirming your point, sir. But yeah, a lot of the ECW guys is just like, what do we got other than ECW nostalgia?
Yeah.
Whereas DDP didn't really do much. He failed in his WWE run, and that was disappointing. But if you're a Hulk
yeah, but he
Hogan,
was still a big enough star that whenever he showed up anywhere else, it wasn't, look, this guy's wearing a WCW shirt.
Yeah, let's do the WCW reunion show. Sting mentioned The Rock as someone he wants to come back to, as someone he wants to see come into TNA to work with, and also mentioned Abyss, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles top of his current list of wrestlers he wants to work with. Didn't mention Jeff Jarrett.
He's already worked with him.
Yeah, but he didn't mention.
He's also mentioned Abyss twice. Dude really wants Abyss.
Apparently Sting wasn't too familiar with the product beforehand, but was blown away by Samoa Joe.
Like most people.